with some lighter footwork right now. So I'm gonna have you on 2 medium springs, so 2 red springs. Yeah. And you guys can go ahead and lie on your back. So your headrest can be in a comfortable position that doesn't create tension in your shoulders and your upper body or anything like that. And then let's just take your feet and go wide on the footwork right now. And taking your hands to the pegs, I'm just gonna ask you guys to windshield wipe your legs here back and forth, just getting a sense of getting comfortable of where you're at. And you can go as slow or as fast as it makes sense to you and your body right now. I'm just taking some deep breaths here as we allow the spine to open up. And I'll have you guys return back through center here. So let's move it back to hip distance apart here. And then you guys can push out, actually position your arches of your feet on the foot bar. And then go ahead and press out 2 straight legs. And I just want you guys to do a little bit of massage manipulation on the bottoms of your feet right now. So you can kind of like slide them up, put them down, go from side to side. Just again to open up all of those intrinsic muscles of the feet. And it should feel good as you massage through there. And then I'll have you guys go ahead and bring yourself back in. So this is when we're gonna start to organize our heels on the foot bar here. So you're parallel, hip distance apart. We're gonna stretch our arms down beside us, rolling those shoulders down and back. I'm gonna have you guys slowly start to almost imprint your low back in towards the carriage for just a moment to maintain that engagement. And then you're gonna inhale to prepare and exhale, send yourself out. Good. Now, with that same intention of keeping your low back into the mat, I want you to feel like you're dragging your body back in again, hovering just right over this cover. Okay, and then you're going to continue to press out and slowly drag yourself back in. So we're finding our own comfortable pace as we're moving through the first series of variations of footwork here. Allowing those toes to look up at the ceiling as we maintain this nice flex position. And we're really waking up through the calf muscles. So maintain contact with my hand here. And you guys are gonna wanna continue to keep the knees tracking in line with your hips. So see if you can try to maintain a little bit more contact there. Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. There you go. Do you feel the difference? Yep. There you are. Good. So this is going to help again strengthen through those ankles. Let's just do one more.
So you're not flexing your toes back towards your shins?
So towards the ceiling. That's just providing more extension of the toes. And I just want more of that dorsiflex of the ankle.
Okay.
And come back in for me here, guys. You're going to move it down to your toes. So you're going to stay parallel, hip distance apart there. Let's elevate the heels and nice and slow find that control to push out. And then slowly again, dragging yourself in. So giving yourself that visualization or even that feeling, the sensation of your low back pressing down into the mat, just to, again, the goal here is to really warm up the core. And I want you to feel as if you have equal weight distribution in your toes. So it's like, where are you favoring the weight as you push in and out? Do you feel that your toes are turning in or your foot is turning in or out? And how is this activating through the hamstrings and the quads here? And then once you press out, hold it there. You can drop your heels under for a stretch. Lift your heels up slowly. Keep the height of your heels and bend your knees to return back in. Let's try that again. So you're gonna push out, slow and intentional, dropping the heels, slow and intentional, articulate them up and bend to return in again. 3 more. Press out long. We slowly move it down. So you're maintaining this control. So you can feel the work here develop a little bit more. Last 2. Out, 1 more, dropping the heels under, let's lift and slowly bend and return. So from here, let's go ahead and hug the heels together for your first position. Good. Arms are pressing down beside you. Inhale to prepare there and exhale, press out. Activating through the inner thighs and soften to bend. So again, finding this engagement through your abdominals, which may take you a moment to really think about pressing your low back in towards the carriage. And I want you to intentionally do that to imprint your low back so that we are feeling the heat develop more in your core. So this, I would say, would be also part of that warm up as we jump right into Footwork here. Softening through the neck and the shoulders. And let's do 1 more. And return and come back in. Good. So let's come to your heels. Let's take it out nice and wide. You're going to turn you're going to have slight external rotation. So that means the knees will slightly turn out, and then you can go ahead and press to 2 straight legs here. Good. Again, visualize and start to feel that you are dragging your body in. It's almost like you were in mud and you're just like pulling yourself in. So there's a bit of resistance there. And we do need to create that on our own to really like get the full sensation. So as you're breathing, again, we're coming back to our Pilates breath where we want to feel like the ribs are expanding as we take our inhalation. As we exhale, we can feel the ribs connecting into that tight corset. So that breath is wrapping in between the ribs into the back. You are allowing this work to come from lifting from your pelvic floor and also using your deep stabilizing muscles through the spine. Contribute to the work here. Good, 1 more time. And retune in, great. So let's move it down to your toes. We'll stay in that wide V position, a slight external rotation. Good. Think of your tailbone getting a little extra heavy here. So you draw your belly button in towards the floor. Exhale, push out comfortably through your feet. And again, dragging the body back in again. And when you're dragging the body, even allow that to be your indication to turn on the hamstring. So the back of the thighs here, that's what you want to feel like it's being engaged here. Start to visualize your body getting longer as you're reaching out to the top of your head. And you're reaching out from the bottoms of your feet here. So think of opposition. And last one. And return and come back in. Good. So now we're only on the 2 medium springs, but I am going to take it up a notch. So you're going to stay as is. We're going to come back to hip distance apart there. Heels are going to come up to the foot mark. Okay. And we're going to do some single legs. So this is actually going to now feel like maybe a little bit normal of a weight to actually get the heaviness into your legs here. Yeah, looks good. Okay, right leg into tabletop there, ladies. Point out through your toes for me. Draw those abs down and in. Exhale, push through the left heel. Good, and then carefully dragging the body back in again. We'll push on out and then return back in. Press out and return back in. So with this unilateral work, this is where it's going to be so important to follow that you have equal balance and weight through your sit bones here, that we're not leaning to one side, but in fact, we are really turning on the side of our obliques to maintain equal pressure here. So it gets going deeper than just balancing the right leg in that tabletop position. Right, keeping that left foot in parallel, trying to avoid it from internally or externally rotating outward. And we'll go for another 3. And 2. Try to minimize the movement of your foot last time. Let's bring it in halfway to hold. Just pausing right there again. Then we can add in our small intentional pulses there. So it's as if you were barely moving the carriage here. That's how quiet these pulses should be in order to feel the work develop above the knee. Good. And we have for 3, 2, and 1. Stretch out completely and return and come back in. Switching sides, right heel goes on, left leg's coming back to tabletop, making sure everything feels balanced and organized well. Let's move your foot over a little bit. There you go. And taking that inhale to prepare and exhale, send it away. Good. Trying to keep that. So see if you can relax through your toes. There we go. I like it so much more. Do you feel your ankle really fire up there?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with some cramping. I think it's age related, so yeah. Sometimes you'll see me try to stretch it out in between.
Yeah, no, that's okay too. Should roll on a tennis ball. Yeah, it really awakens those muscles there too. Beautiful, nice, easy control here. Try not to rush through this. But it's like challenging yourself to push out and then feeling your abs really working with your low back muscles here. A lot of the times when people have low back pain, it's this weakness of their abdominal muscles. So we want to really start to almost like sandwich all of that in. Good. And then on your next one here, let's go ahead and bring it in halfway. Just pausing for a moment to feel the heat just develop. And then tiny little pulses up and down. That's a noisy day. Everyone okay? Good. For 3, 2, and 1. And return back in again. So let's go down to your toes. So we're going to the right toes, and this time with your left leg, with your right leg, it's going to slip underneath the foot bar to hover off the box here. Okay, so with a nice long leg here, this is going to automatically fire up your abdominal. So pointing out through your toes energetically, we're going to send the carriage out again. Good. Beautiful. So really opening up the front of the ankle. Nice. Continued breath. Oh, keeping that chest open, arms are long. How's our shoulder feeling? Is it feeling warmer as we're going through these? I'll take it here for another 3, 2. And on your next one, let's stay out there. So just hold it for a moment. And it's almost like I want you to take your right leg and just slice it underneath your left slightly. And then back through center. So it's gonna be important to really push out to a straight leg there as far as you can, yes. To really find the work in your obliques here as well. And take it for 3, 2, and 1, and then let's bring it back in again. Good. Switching sides. Okay, so right toes are on, left leg is gonna go ahead and sweep underneath that foot bar, chest is open, taking that inhale and exhale, we send it out. Good. So as you're lengthening out through your left toes, allow this to really open up through your hip flexor. So if you have a tendency to have tight hips as it is, really just allow this to like open up here. The more you point through that leg, the more deeper and intensified the stretch can be created. Okay. Out 4. Exhale, press out for 3. And 2. Good, last one, we'll hang out there, hold it there, good. So again, activate the inner thigh to send it through the midline here, or towards the midline, I should say. And notice if this feels easier, harder, or maybe you're feeling different stretches occurring here, either which way. So we have another 3.
Sorry for me to shoot the cramping at this point.
And 1. And return to come back in. Yeah. So let's see on your toes, let's push out to 2 straight legs. Let's take it into a nice, comfortable running position where you're gonna alternate from one to the next here. Nice. Keeping those hips quiet. The articulation through the toes and the ankles looks good. And then let's go ahead and return back in again. So let's take the headrest down flat. We're gonna go into some pelvic curls here. So make sure you have a little bit of wiggle room off the shoulder blocks. And from here, you're gonna organize your heels on the foot bar. So remember, the goal here is not to move the carriage, it's to keep it super quiet and still. So instead of pushing away from the foot bar, I want you to think about pressing on top of the foot bar. So inhaling to prepare here, and then exhale, activate through the hamstrings as you lift, elevate through the hips and hold. So think of your kneecaps reaching to the mirror in front of you and start to roll your spine back down, 1 vertebra at a time. Good. And exhale, take it up. I get that juice, please. Nice, that's nice. Don't come up all the way then. Right when you feel like it's going to activate, that's your stopping points. And how do you separate your a little bit there?
The fetal.
Right out there, that good. Just like right out here, there you are. You can feel the difference as you go.
It almost feels like I've gone getting knocked.
Yep, you're not.
Okay.
So maintain that as you go through your pelvic curls. We have about 2 more. Good. Think of this knee coming in a little bit. Swing out to the side. Good. And again, like I said, you guys don't have to come up all the way. You'll go to your stopping point where you can feel things are about to not go well. Whether that means that your hamstrings are gonna tighten up, or you just don't feel like you have the ability to lift up any higher. This is still strengthening the hips, which is also helping with creating low back care here. And then the last time to come back down. So I'm gonna have you guys take your left ankle over your right knee. And again, trying to keep it more hip distance, so great out there. Okay, so with that being said, arms are still down beside you. You're gonna go ahead and start to, other leg, there you go. So start to pelvic curl up for me. And as you hold your position here steady, I'm gonna have you like dip your knee off to the side, like if you were going like a little teapot here. So it's like your hips are rotating to the left and your leg is going for the right. And then come back through center, hold, 4 more. Rotate your hips to the left and come back through center. You should feel like your hip flexor is stretching out even more. And 2. And 1 more. And rest and come back down again. Let's take it to the other side. So the goal with these is to really feel like the hip flexor is stretching here, okay? So it's okay if you guys can't come up as high. That's not the purpose of this exercise. So once we're ready here, pressing firmly through the palms of your hands, you'll bridge to a comfortable position. Once you're there, it's almost like you're pivoting at your left heel to dip your hips over to the right. And you'll notice that one side might feel a little easier, one side might feel more challenging. Maybe you don't have much range of motion at all. And that's just where the stickiness and the tightness come into play here. Good, last 2. And 1 more time, keep that belly drawn, tuck your back, and return, come back all the way down. Beautiful. Go ahead and hug your knees in towards your chest for a moment as you really press through your low back. As I make some changes to your suspension, I'm just removing one of the medium springs. So you guys will just be on that one spring. Now, this next exercise doesn't require a lot of range of motion, so I want you guys to really think about not pushing out as far. This is gonna be targeted through your abs, and what we'll do first is start to position the tops of your feet under the foot bar. So right there. Yes. So it's easy to start moving and pressing outward. It's hard on your return, so just be mindful of that. So very slowly, you're gonna start to press out just a few inches, maybe about 15% here. And then using your abdominal muscles to drag the body in. And we already practiced this in our footwork. So it's the same sensation that I want you to feel as you're using your abs to pull you in. Nice. You feel like your neck is starting to tighten up. Again, feel free to adjust your headrest so it's comfortable. And take it slow. Like, how slow can we go out? And let's create the same speed on the way in. We have about 4 more here. You're inhaling to press out. It's an exhalation that you're using to pull back in. Good. And 3. It's like putting on a pair of tight jeans here. That's what I want you guys to feel as you are pulling back in. Good. 2 more. And last time. Beautiful job there. Good. Okay, so with that preparation of that internal heat, we're gonna really start to build on this. So grab a hold of your handles. So it's light. There's only 1 spring on here. So I want you guys to really control the work of how fast you guys are going to start moving through these. So finding 1 leg at a time into your tabletop position. And then you guys can go ahead and cross your left ankle over your right ankle. Just like that, okay? Keeping your heels slightly elevated and a slight separation with the knees to loosen up through the back here. Is everything okay? These aren't even. So pressing through, go ahead and drop your arms down. Better? No.
that, and that. Okay.
So again, with this being said, go ahead and cross your right ankle over your left. Trying to keep the heels lifted, so we don't want it to drag down. So I'd almost be better if the knees were in closer to the chest to help protect the low back here. So we'll go about 3 more as we slowly start to press those arms down. Beautiful. And on your next one, let's have you hold it right here, next to your hips, and then go ahead and cross your ankles together. You're going to turn your palms to look at your hips. We'll go into our T press. So we open out wide to the side and exhale, collecting that energy to pull back in. So think of this heaviness of this energy as you're pulling in. Even though it's on a pretty light spring, it's like, how are we creating a work in our bodies here? And are we being reminded that we're pushing our low back down and towards the mat here? So again, another easy way to do that is trying to keep those heels above your knees. So I'm okay with that with this exercise here. Good, and 3. And 2. Good, one more time. And bring those arms carefully up. Take a little breather, find your feet onto the foot bar. And just go ahead and arms out wide to a T as you allow the knees to go from side to side. Okay, so then we'll take one leg at a time back to tabletop here for our tricep press. And elbows are going to be in locked next to your ribs here. So fingertips are looking towards the ceiling. And this time, instead of going to 45 degrees with feet, legs, I'm going to have you really aim to go 90 degrees. So you're just going to go straight up with the legs simultaneously as you straighten out through your arms. And then you're going to bend everything back together. And so once your arms straighten, your legs will straighten. But the idea is that we are protecting here through the low back. So we are aiming higher to reduce any risk of targeting the low back in an unsafe way. Good. So elbows are locked into the rib cage and they are hovering off the carriage. So we can feel some of the work there being built. And we'll go here for another 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Good, and then take it all the way back, finding your feet to the foot bar, hanging up your handles. And
That totally took it out of the back. Yeah, really?
yeah, good, good.
Interesting.
Okay, yes. Going carefully exit to your right. And we're going to put our shoulders down. So we're still in the same spring tension. I'm happy with the one medium spring. You guys are gonna put your head up, you're gonna press down. And you may want to even move your boxes forward a little bit so that they're out of the way, because our hands are actually gonna go on the ledge there. And then with that being said, you guys are gonna kneel facing the mirror, hands on the ledge. And I want you to organize your body so that your knees are directly under your hips. So there, right? Your feet will probably be supported by the shoulder blocks here. Deanne, move back more with your feet. Yeah. They're completely supported. Okay, and then I want you guys to start with your shoulders over your wrists. Okay, so we're super quiet and stable here. Pull your abs up and towards your spine. And I just want you to send that carriage out from underneath you. So it's almost like you're going into this kneeling plank in a sense. And then you're going to just drag it right back in again for me. So it's super quiet. Shoulders over the wrists the whole time. And continue to remind yourself that you're pulling your belly button in towards your spine here. So all the way up and in. Yes, yeah, continue to press into my hand here. Do you feel the difference?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because you're wanting to lose that, and then that's gonna get all into your low back. Keep pulling up into my hand. There you go. It takes a lot of work, a lot of effort here, guys. And relaxing your shoulders out from your ears. Let's go for 2. And 1. Good, now hold it there. Now with that being said, now let's change this up. Instead of the lower body moving, it's the upper body that's gonna move. So you're gonna push your upper body away from the ledge. And your knees will stay under your hips at all times. And then dragging yourself in with your lats, with those back extensors.
And not go like this. Correct. Stay this way. Okay.
Correct. Good, dragging it in. Beautiful job. Do you guys feel that work there, developing the upper body? Nice long neck, keeping the shoulders away. Good activation through here, pulling up into my hands, keeping the knees under your hips. So bring your carriage in more. Yeah, more. Right there. There you go. Good, 2. And 1. Good, okay. Take a breather there for a second. I know that could be a little rough on your hand, but we're gonna put it together. So we're gonna choreograph this, where you're first gonna push out with your lower body. Then you're gonna push out with your upper body. You're gonna pull in with your upper body and then pull in with your lower body. So we're just going step by step. So I'll count that out for you guys, okay? So first, we're gonna push out with the lower body. Then away with the upper body. Good, pull in with the upper body. And then the legs are the last thing. Good, legs go back out. Push away with the upper body. Pull in with the upper body, bring the legs back in. I know, I'm really testing your coordination. Go ahead and lower body first. Upper body second. Upper body third. Lower body fourth. Good, one more time. Lower body, upper body, and lower body. Beautiful job. Okay, step off to the right-hand side. Let's put the footboard back up or to your higher position. I'm still, yeah, I know, it's not comfortable. I'm still on that one medium spring. I haven't changed anything yet, okay? So we are facing the mirror. We're going to go to scooter. Okay, so I want to really strengthen through the glutes and target through the hips to help with strengthening the low back here. So with scooter, we want to have your left foot supported against the shoulder block, and then we want the knees to be in line with one another, okay? So that is our starting point. Your hands are on the foot bar, and I want you to like sit back like you're sitting into a chair here. Tuck that tailbone to really draw the abs in. Eyesight is looking down. From here, you're gonna push out through your left foot and slowly return back in. So it's an inhale to press out. It's an exhale to drive it in. Good. And then tucking through the tailbone. More. Bend your right knee. So trying to stabilize. So you're pushing, you have to stay square. You can limit the range of motion. That's okay. That looks really nice. And let's take it for 3. And 2. Beautiful job, ladies. One more time. And return back in again. Good. So let's just drop the knee down. Let's take the right leg and start to bring it up forward. So we'll take our ease lunge here, okay? So with that being said, just drop yourself into a nice deep lunge. Arms are long and straight. And tuck the tailbone under so that you can feel the left hip stretching out. A nice deep hip flexor. Think of your left hip going forward, right hip coming back. So that's going to help to square out the pelvis more so that we can really feel those muscles stretching out. And then let's go ahead and return and come back in again. So you guys can walk yourself over to the other side. Going to Peter. So we're gonna, again, line up our right foot up against the shoulder block. Left knee and right knee are in alignment with one another. Arms are straight. You're sitting back into that small chair. So your left leg should have a bend in it, okay? And then you're inhaling to push out through your right leg. Draw your abs in. It's almost like if you're gonna do a knee tuck, but every time that knee's pulling in, it's like your belly is driving into your spine. Nice. Squaring out through the pelvis. And it's a new side, so we got new things happening. Shoulders down. Keep sitting into your small chair. Good. Again, right hip is forward, left hip is back here, which means you may not be able to go back as far. That's okay. Take it for another 4. And 3. 2. And 1. Beautiful job, guys. And then just press that right knee down. Shift your left foot forward. Take a drop and find your ease lunge there. Again, chest is lifted. The higher you can go, the more range you have to tuck your tailbone under to shine your hips forward here. Breathing through it. Just releasing any of that stored tension from the day, from the weeks, from the months. Out. And let's bring yourself back in again. Okay, so stay on your springs. Still the one medium spring. You guys are gonna kneel facing me. We're gonna go into thigh stretch, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. I just cheated you out. Oh, we didn't do it on the other side. Yeah. No, because this is so low back focused, I want really just the hip flexors to be like the main attraction here. So you guys are kneeling, you're gonna face me. So knees are supported by the shoulder blocks. And then you carefully can go ahead and grab up the ropes there above the metal buckle. Okay, this is our thigh stretch. More of a full body work exercise here, but this is so important to understand how to drive your belly in towards your spine. And this work is coming from the knee here, okay? So nice and tall from this position, abs are drawn in. I'm gonna have you hold your arms, and then I'm gonna have you hinge from your knees back, keep those abs in. Then you're gonna bring your torso back up and carefully release the arms here. Again, a 4-step process. You pull the arms, you carefully hinge from the knee, bring the torso back up, and then the arms get to release. Beautiful. The arms pull in first. We slowly take it back. Guys look great.
Does the toe position matter? I always want to roll them up like I do now.
I would prefer if they were relaxed.
Okay.
But if that's like possible, then that's okay.
Okay, because it's cramping sometimes, so I've just gotten used to doing it with the
Yeah.
both toes, but I'll try.
Good. Eyesight is looking straight ahead. You actually went back further there, Jack.
Yeah, okay.
And let's just do 2 more. You should feel your quads like crazy. And you should feel your abs, like you should feel the shakiness of your body here. Good. And return to come back in. Good, I like it. So hang that up. Let's grab hold of your boxes. Let's go ahead and go long ways on your box so that it's supported against the shoulder blocks. And I'm gonna have you guys lie on your stomach, facing me. And you can keep your foot bars up because it's a reminder to actually elevate your legs through this process here. So you're gonna choke up on the ropes again. Okay. And I actually am gonna just keep you, if you want extra tension, I'm okay if you want to roll it up once more, but if it's too heavy, then you guys can decrease it. So from this being said, separate the legs here, point out through the toes, chest is slightly off, arms are long, off by the rails here, okay? So we're gonna take our inhale to pull the arms straight up towards the hips for me. And your exhale is gonna lower the arms back down. Now, if we feel happy about this, we're gonna add in a little chest lift here. So you're gonna lift the chest as you inhale to feel the activation run down your back pocket. Exhale to lower it down. Just be mindful, if you wanna keep the eyesight on the floor, so if you want to avoid looking straight ahead, we're not looking at the blue wall, we're looking at the wooden floor. Good, and then feeling nice and slow, so try to avoid momentum. We have another 4 more. Exhale, squeeze at the top, maybe your shoulder blades together like you're pinching an imaginary pencil. Good, and breathe. Exhale it down. Inhale it here to lift the chest, pull the arms in slow motion. Exhale, release in slow motion. One more time. Excellent. And lower that back down again. Good. And then hang those up for me. Hold your body position where it's at. And I want you to point out through your toes and see if you can start to walk up the frame of the reformer here. So just pulling yourself all the way forward and then releasing your arms all the way back down. We're gonna do this 3 more times. The goal would be to kind of walk your way up, like maybe 4 reaches, and then walk your way back down 4 reaches. This is activating through your whole backside here. It's forcing you to feel those muscles engage. Good. And releasing it back down. And we'll do this 1 more time. Keep breathing. Neck is long, shoulders away from the ears. Like you're climbing up a ladder. Good. And slowly releasing and come all the way down. Beautiful job. Carefully exit to your right. Good. We're going to switch out your handles to your loops. And we'll finish off our class with our hip stretches here and hip circles. So once you've done that, you can remove the box and then just add your light spring, so your blue spring. So this time you'll have 1 medium and 1 light spring on.
Just one Louisa.
Yes. And then you guys can go lie down and carefully place 1 foot at a time into the loop. Okay. Oh, sorry, 1 right at the beginning.
I heard you say.
Yeah, I just said to add a little.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, once you guys are there, we can send both legs to the ceiling, arms are down beside you. And now that your core is super warm at this point, you guys will have a better understanding of where your stopping point is when we do our lower and lifts here, okay? So tailbone heavy, inhaling here to prepare, exhale, very controlled movements to send the legs to your 45. Once you feel like you're arching your back, that's your stopping point. So this is hip extensor work, meaning the work is coming from the back of the legs to help strengthen the hips and the pelvis here, okay? Good, pointing that energy out from your toes and not allowing your tailbone to lift up off the carriage when you bring your legs back up again. So come back, that's a little bit more. This is your stopping point.
Okay.
Yeah, That looks great. And comes to my hand a little bit further down. That is about your stopping point. Yeah. No, when you come back up. I'm sorry. That's down. Good.
So at that point, the hips, the ankles and the hips are in line?
For you it is.
Okay, yes, it makes me feel like it should be closer to my head.
It's gonna feel like you're gonna get a deeper stretch if it is,
Okay.
but this is where I want the work to begin.
Okay.
Because it should feel different. It should feel like you have to work harder.
It's just my inner self tells me that ankle over hips feels like it should be here, but it's not.
Because your tailbone starts to lift up.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
So I'm looking, and the hamstrings are probably tight.
That's true, yes.
Yeah, that's why
Okay.
for your body, this is a great starting position.
That's good to know.
And because of the focus, the goal here is to strengthen through the hips, I really want that to happen. I really want to find your guys' good starting point here. So right about here, like right about there, that's your stopping point, and then begin to press down. And then we hold right, too much, right about there, yes. Because that's, again, we think we're gonna get this nice stretch, but I'm not trying to get that deep hamstring stretch, not yet. Good, and as you're pressing down, really pull your navel in towards the floor here. And how does that feel? Changes up the whole dynamic of the exercise. So we'll just do one more. Press down to 45, hold. Separate the legs to circle back up and around, but don't lose that starting point. So what will want to happen is you're going to want to go way beyond towards your face, and we still want to hold where we acknowledge your good starting point position. And then this is going to help, again, open up those height muscles through the hips. And then I'm looking for that we're opening equally up, left and right leg. Sometimes one leg has a matter of its own, mainly because it's not as tight as the opposite one. So don't go out as far with your left side there, Jennifer.
My family lunch day is my leading leg.
Yeah, the right side is a lot tighter. See here. And then don't go out as far with your right leg, Deanne. And it's so interesting how everyone is just like so different. And like you're doing a good job there, Dagmar, but the right one still is going out further than the left side is.
I'm right on and.
Yeah. Good. And then let's go ahead one more time. At the top, you guys can go ahead and reverse it. Yeah, trying to find this equal weight distribution in the loops as well. It's like, what does that feel like to you as you're going through these exercises? Do we feel like we created symmetry on both sides? Keep breathing. Send your weight to your right side. Are the loops off there?
Yeah, a little bit. They still are.
Yeah, it's like longer. I think it's pulling. It's longer.
I know this is a little tighter stretch.
That's what I thought. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't count because it's pulling you to the left.
Is this a bit like what they used to call boxes rather than leg circles?
Yeah, I mean, what you're doing is,
Yeah.
yeah,
That was better now.
yes, but you're, the left side's still like, you having a ball over there.
Yeah.
And then go ahead, guys, let's bring it into your butterfly. So just bring soles of your feet together and just let your feet hang into the well by the spring that feels good, and just taking any moment. If that means you stretching your hands to the pegs and just breathing into it. then carefully I'll have you guys remove your feet out of the loops. And then you'll find your foot bar 1 foot at a time. And then I'll have you guys go ahead and exit off to the left-hand side. Okay, once we're there, we'll stand and face the mirror. Hip distance apart there with the feet. Good. So from here, let's sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Let's take a dive straight down to the floor. Let those fingertips reach down. Maybe you're shifting your weight a little bit more to the balls of your feet. And then slowly start to drag your body, your belly in towards your spine as you rebuild your body nice and tall. As the last thing to come up, shoulder roll back once the head does lift. And one more time to sweep the arms back up towards the ceiling, taking a dive down, very intentional dive. Again, taking a moment to shift, maybe left, maybe right, maybe forward, maybe back, just explore. And then start to drag your body back up, creating this heaviness here. As being the last thing to come up, taking an exhale as you shoulder roll it back. Beautiful. Good work today, guys.